April 10th, 1989. Early this morning, US missile warning systems detected high-altitude activity consistent with Soviet Tu-22 M3 Backfire bombers departing from bases in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Concurrently, satellite passes over the Central Pacific confirmed radar emissions from a Soviet cruiser operating well east of the international dateline, uncomfortably close to Hawaiian waters. A pattern is emerging. This appears to be a coordinated long-range test of American early warning systems and carrier air defenses. The Soviet Navy is flexing reach capability and intent, and they've chosen to provoke within striking distance of Pearl Harbor. This is Carrier Task Force 70.6, consisting of USS Carl Vinson, USS Ticonderoga, USS Scott, USS Wadsworth, and USS Los Angeles. The task force is tasked with cruise missile defense and long-range patrol. They are clear to engage if hostile aircraft approach within 120 nautical miles of the task force, or if any vessel launches weapons or closes to an aggressive posture. Their objectives? To prevent Soviet bombers from reaching Hawaii, to destroy Soviet submarines within 50 nautical miles of the task group, and to gather intel on further Soviet groups. Welcome to Mission 2 of 89 Red Horizon. This is Pearl's Shadow. Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power. The Soviets are up to something around Pearl this time, and we are here to stop them. This is USS Carl Vinson, although in-game is classed as Nimitz. The Carl Vinson / Nimitz is gonna have a busy day trying to keep everything out of the Hawaii safety zone. We cannot let the Soviets get there. To that end, we've been issued the Carl Vinson. I'll use Carl Vinson and Nimitz interchangeably. We have the Ticonderoga and the Scott, as well as the Wadsworth and the Los Angeles. She is sneakily operating a couple miles west, about 13 miles west of the carrier. I think that's actually too close for a sub, but okay, that's a different discussion. For now, what do I want to do? I have a couple of different objectives. We need to prevent the bombers from reaching Hawaii. That should be our key objective. To that end, we need to first be able to find those bombers. Now, I'm going to activate the Ticonderoga's search radar. I want to see immediately what we're up to, and I want to make sure that we can get some eyes in the sky. I'm going to launch an E-2C. We already have a couple of aircraft around. I'm not sure if those are friendly, but I'm assuming they are not. Let's ask them to kindly identify themselves. They agree. This one is a friendly airliner. Okay, this one is most likely neutral as well. It's another airliner. And here's another airliner. Okay. Can we talk to these? Cannot communicate. Alright. Let's have the aircraft carrier launch a couple more aircraft, because I don't trust anything about the situation. We have access to the F-14B. These are from 1990. And that means they're going to be slightly more advanced. These air-to-air long-range loadouts are going to come with the AIM-7P Sparrow. If you load them up with the AIM-7 Intercept, you're still getting a couple of AIM-54Cs. Over here, I'm only getting one. I'm going to go with the Intercept loadout. We're going to get a couple of teams of 2 up there, making sure we can quickly respond to threats. Because if there are bombers up there, I want to know about it, and I want to immediately be able to engage them. Now, the E-2C is going to take up position slightly away from the carrier group. This is Fast Eagle 1. We got Bear 1 taking off from the deck right now. Welcome to the skies. We're going to put you to good use. Now, yes, there is a case to be made for MCON, and I have completely ignored that. I'm immediately turning on the radar on Ticonderoga, and with that, gathering more information, because I want to know where those bombers are at. I might eventually switch that radar off in favor of using the radar of this E-2C, so that I can sort of displace tasks. Now, there is also a mission: destroy Soviet submarines within 50 miles of the task group. Yeah, that's a lot of range. That is a lot of range. So what I'm going to do is set what that 50-mile range looks like. which is a lot of territory you need to comb through. Right about here. That's 50 miles. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so this means the carrier also will have to launch a couple of helicopters and go hunting. We have access to the SH-3H as an ASW asset. We can also use the S-3s, the Vikings. And the Vikings come with a couple of the Mark 46 Mod 5, the improved ones, as well as 50 sonar buoys and 12 active buoys. So let's deploy 2 of these. We'll deploy them separately, otherwise they will get deployed in a wing. That is not something I want to do. Fast Eagle 1 has now taken off from the Vinson. And considering that we're seeing some air activity from, well, various positions, but none of them really clear, I'm going to say you guys are actually going to take up the 1 o'clock position. Go to 35. We're going to have Fast Eagle 1-1 and 1-2 go there. Fast Eagle 3-1 is going to take up position northwest. Climb to 35. Bear 1, altitude 15,000 feet. Let's activate her search radar and see if we can color in these puzzle pieces a bit more. A couple of large guys here. Merchants, likely. There's another merchant. There's another very large ship here, which is another merchant. We got one meager. What's that? A fishing boat? Confirmed. And another meager, which is another fishing boat. Okay. Not sure why this guy is not considered neutral. It's a Japanese supertanker. I know what these things are. I don't know why this merchant is not considered neutral, but I'm gonna classify it neutral myself. Alright, what else we got coming off the deck? Fast Eagle 5. Fast Eagle 5. Here you are. Fast Eagle 5-1. Take up position northeast. Go to 35,000 feet and await further instructions. Fast Eagle 7. Take up position northwest, 35,000, await further instructions. I want you to do 5 knots, ahead 1/3. I want you to go below the layer. Right now you're the most useful asset that I have to hunt down submarines until such a time as when we're going to be sending out those scout planes. Scout 1, ASW Bird. I am assuming I came from Pearl. As such, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. So, I don't really feel like I need to investigate Pearl, but what is that? What is that? And how is it getting detected? Yeah, the LA is detecting it. And why is that? I'm not sure. Probably the towed array. Let's go have a listen. What are you exactly? Do we know? Echo 2, Oscar 1. Yeah, right now we don't know much. I can tell you it's a submarine. We have a new radar contact. Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Carrier. Change course radically. Ahead flank. Scout 1, Scout 2. Scout 2, stand by for orders. These bastards are coming in hot. 6576 is a Wakehomer carrier killer. These are very big. That's a bad camera. These are very big and very unpleasant torpedoes. They are not fast. And therein lies their weakness. What I can do is turn the Carl Vinson around and make sure that they don't actually have a chance. 7011, classified hostile submarine. Contact heading south, course 180, speed 10 knots. Give or take there. Remove that marker. See, they know where I am, they know where I'm going, so that's no longer where I'm going. I want to make sure we go somewhere else. Do we know anything about other contacts? I still don't know what that is. It does not respond. Fast Eagle 5. Go and have a look. Go and have a look. See what that is about. In the meanwhile, Scout 1 ETA about 4 minutes from now is going to hunt this thing into extinction. Depth 285. I'm going to say that's above the layer. What we're going to do is drop 2 soda buoys. Active ones. Intermittent. One there. One there. And that's a range to the sub of about 0.6 miles, which should give me exact location on the target. I'm going to already prepare to launch another aircraft, but right now I want to have the Carl Vinson turn away as well. Which means I cannot sail against the wind, I cannot prepare another aircraft for takeoff because the carrier is going to ignore my orders and change her course entirely. So we're not doing that. What I want to do is just deploy a couple sonar buoys. We're going to deploy that intermittently. I'm going to make a sort of fast and dirty screen around the carrier and see if there is anything that gets picked up by those buoys. And then we're gonna fly around and do another pass to make sure that we can also listen in on those buoys. Actually, we're dropping the 53Bs. Hold on. That means I don't have to drop these things and listen in on them, because the transmission range and transmission time is a lot better than what those things normally have. Range between is about 10 miles. Yeah, 10 to 12. This is a bit much. If you have a sonar buoy detected, or if you have a sonar buoy selected, you want to add another one. Hold shift, right click it, and it's going to add it in the middle. So you don't have to redo your whole path like that. You can also set up an automatic drop, which is Control Alt and then right click. But that's not something I'm going to do right now. Alright, Scout 1. Range. Yeah, he's still pretty much where we thought he was going to be. I'm not sure why he decided to launch like that. But that's what he was up to. This thing apparently is not hostile, or it would already have failed the mission. I'm going to say this is a neutral because it's doing the exact same thing as this bird here, and especially at same speed, same altitude. I'm going to say this is neutral, which means Fast Eagle 5 is going to be able to task away from the objective here, and we can tell them to do something else. Hello, gentlemen. Good morning. Afternoon, rather. Where are you going, precisely? Now, the thing is, prevent Soviet bombers from reaching Hawaii, so I'm going to classify that as we can shoot them. We have the AIM-54 Charles, which is a range of 100 miles, and I'm going to keep Fast Eagle 5 as a reserve unit. These guys are going to intercept, and as it happens right now, we're looking at about 6 contacts. I expect there to be more, so we'll have to see exactly how it develops. These wake homers are not going to be a problem anymore. One thing I'm missing from the HUD is where the wind is coming from. Because with that information, I could figure out, okay, I can turn against the wind now, or I need to launch a little later. Give me 2 more Eagles. Okay, we're going to maintain course. Excellent. First buoy is away. Let's see exactly where that submarine is at. Second buoy is away. There you are. There you are. This thing is going to come down almost spot on. Point 1. Okay, Scout 1, turn away. We also have picked up the wake homers again, which are going to maintain their speed and course at 30 miles. So in 1 hour, they will be right around here, which means I have absolutely no intention of ever getting close to that. Absolutely not. I'm going to wait until I'm about 3 to 3.5 miles removed, turn around, and go after this thing. Am I missing something else? At present, no. There is one thing that I'm still looking for, which was mentioned in the briefing. A cruiser. Where is the cruiser? A Soviet cruiser operating well east of the international dateline, uncomfortably close. Okay, come around. Let's have you throw 2 torpedoes against 7011. Move to eliminate. In the meanwhile, you guys are going to be definitely closing in fast with your combined speed. What if I tell this formation to go weapons free? They should be able to pick their targets and engage various targets all by themselves. I don't expect these formations to have a whole lot of air escorts, so I'm going to tell them to go weapons free. They're performing pursuit on 7016, that's the contact over there. 7018. With an AIM-7P? Yeah, see, and this is what I don't like to see. I do not want these guys to engage with an AIM-7P. I want them to engage with an AIM-54 Charles. That's a far better option. Formation orders, weapons tight, cancel your attack, continue on your move. I'll just do this manually. Because otherwise they just automatically start doing stupid shit. Fast Eagle 9, stand by to engage. You're the backup. Situation here, we have 2 Mark 46 Mod 5 torpedoes going out. The submarine, for now, is none the wiser. But now it is. Cavitating. They know something's up. As well they should. It's a Victor 3, as you can see by the towed array on their trail. Sorry, on their tail, not their trail. Unfortunately for them, they might know that there's a torpedo, but there is not a whole lot that they can do to stop it. So that means you guys are in for a rough time. There's one. Propulsion has been knocked out. Second torpedo joining the fight. It came in slightly later. Oh, did it go for the noisemaker? It did. It went for the noisemaker. That means it should start turning around and go after the target once more. Okay, you're gonna maintain your operational objectives. Bloody hell. We got KH-12s coming in. Okay. Isn't that lovely? KH-12s are not, in fact, lovely, and we need to do something about them. I might be able to stop them with a couple of AIM-54, so we're going to flip the radar on. We're going to start throwing missiles at these things, which means somebody else is going to have to engage the bombers. There's one. Come on, you can guide more of these weapons. I know you can. You got 2 weapon channels on that radar. I highly encourage you to use them for the sake of the aircraft carrier. Thank you. I'm going to have to micromanage these birds because they're not really acting the way that I want them to. So we'll just have to manually tell this thing to engage. Turn your radar on. There we go. If we can just thin the herd, that would definitely help. I suspect these things are getting picked up on either the radar from the E2C or the Ticonderogas at it. Whichever it is, I don't really care, so long as we get these things detected early. 7039er detected hostile missile. There's more where that came from. Fast Eagle 7. I need you to join this fight. You are Fast Eagle 32. Fast Eagle 32. Throw another AIM-54. Do we have any other birds here? Not many. Okay, we got a couple of AIM-54s out there. Let's hope they actually will be able to get at those targets. These things are flying at 75,000 feet. Pretty high. But these things should have no difficulty engaging those and promptly knocking them out of the sky. The KH-22 is kind enough to fly very high. And that means a little easier to engage, or at least to keep track of. Unfortunately for now, we have been entirely unsuccessful in engaging absolutely anything. That is not great. We're carrying the AIM-7M. I believe this is an all-aspect missile. The Mike variant is a Lima variant with enhanced maneuverability and infrared countermeasures. It isn't as easily fooled by flares, which is great, but is it enough? We got a 10-mile range, which means in about 5 seconds from now it will be in range. There we go. Fast Eagle 3-1 and 3-2 have intercepted a couple of missiles. I want Fast Eagle 3-1 to engage once more. We're going to start throwing more missiles out. Go on, keep guiding those missiles in. Fast Eagle 7, turn on the radar. We're going to thin the herd as much as we can. This is one of those situations where I think that if you engage them with weapons free, they will not go after the missiles, they'll go after the aircraft. Which right now is not what I want them to do. Turn on your air search. Go after another. How many can you guide? More? Oh. I thought I could just guide 2. Wait, these things are coming around, the AIM-9s. Nah, they don't got the speed to catch up. Okay. They're still guiding a missile. Hostile torpedo 7041. Tell me more. Mark it. 7041's awake, Homer, going the opposite direction. They have figured out that we're going in a different direction. This means there's something else listening against the Carl Vinson over here. We're gonna have to turn east. Scout 2 is busy laying sonobuoys. I suspect there might be something out here. And I don't like anything about that. So we're gonna start sending out more S3As. I'm gonna throw 2 more up. And then tell the carrier just to start heading east. Because these things are on a southeasterly course. 30 knots. They have very, very, very good range. Fast Eagle 3 status. Yeah, I doubt we can actually hunt. You're gonna hunt down the aircraft. No joy in the missiles. Angle of attack is bad. Fast Eagle 7. Move to engage. Fast Eagle 1. They're performing an attack on 7016. Which is an aircraft, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're gonna try and engage the bombers. Okay. Okay. Here come the missiles originating from Ticonderoga and Scott. We're throwing up missiles against those incoming KH-22s. And we need a lot of those. Status. Ticonderoga in the back. We have 74, now 73 missiles. Unfortunately, this is the non-VLS version. Status on the submarine. We have no propulsion on the submarine. We have potentially hit them again. Unclear. Go after them again. We've still got plenty incoming, but I have confidence in Ticonderoga and the other escorts to defeat these incoming missiles. Now, let's go hunt down the enemy air units. Unfortunately, we don't really have any AIM-54s left, but Fast Eagle 1 does. Unfortunately, they're doing stupid shit again. And as such, seem to be entirely uninterested in using the AIM-54, they want to use the AIM-7. Not a bad missile, but not what I would need them to do. You guys can go weapons free, because there's no other way you actually can engage. Free. See, they switched from the AIM-54 to the AIM-7. And I don't know why. Anyway. We can eliminate this bombing formation fairly quickly, I think. Get your missiles in. We have intercepted another missile. This is a nice missile storm over here. Intercepted. Vamp, vamp, vamp. They're dropping. There's lots and lots and lots of things happening at the same time, so if I miss something, apologies. It's getting a little hectic. More missiles are getting intercepted, one after the other. I'm still seeing about 3 more inbound. Do we have any offensive ECM we can throw? We can. Scott. More ECM. Scout 3. Even this fishing boat's getting jammed. He must be going, what the hell did I ever do? Okay, I want you to start searching here. Because I suspect we have something close. This KH-22 is getting awful close. And has found the carrier. Carrier's chaffing. Sea whiz. Got it. That got uncomfortably close. That could have definitely made a heck of a mess of my aircraft carrier. So I'm glad it did not. Okay, I'm gonna mark, I threw it from here to there. That means the other bird can start throwing kind of southeast. Intermittent. That's kind of where I came from. Control Alt right click. That's what you're gonna do. You're going to forego these buoys. And you're going to double up on the pattern here. Because this wake homer is very far away. This bastard over here. 7011. He's, I think, coming up to surface. 60 feet. Oh, Scout 1 probably killed him. 45 feet. He's surfaced right now. 46, 47... 47, 48. I think he did his emergency blow and he's going back down. Scout 1 is RTB Winchester. Situation here. We have a couple of AIM-54s going out. We have you engaging with your AIM-7s. And we got a flight of Tu-22s coming in. The question is, why? Why? Because they already sent their missiles. So they have absolutely no business trying to fly over my formation. I don't understand what it is that they seek to do here. New passive contact, bearing 7159er. Which is where? The Ticonderoga has it? Is that... There, it's a noisemaker. They picked up a noisemaker. Okay, you're fine. Get the tow decoy out. Okay, Victor 3 destroyed. Very good. That saves me from having to worry about that submarine again. Its weapons, however, are in the water, which means its weapons can still be a problem. Now, what I'm doing right now can be dangerous because I'm pushing into an area at a high speed that I haven't actually cleared. So I'm going to slow the carrier down some. And I'm going to see if I can, with that, first scout it out with sonobuoys, because I suspect there's more out there. In the meanwhile, we have a couple of AIM-7s as well as AIM-54s already going after these units. Is there more inbound? Oh, never mind. That's before. So, one Tu-22 is going down. There's another bunch inbound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, the AI should have called them off, but it didn't. And I think my missiles are not really going to struggle killing these things off. Gone. 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 Beautiful. One survivor. Which, if it's up to Eagle 3, is not going to be around for much longer. So all of these guys are going down. Nice work, gentlemen. Unfortunately, arguably it was too late, because the missiles were already airborne. But these guys have long range missiles. Those things can go out to 296 miles, so good luck trying to intercept them while they're still attached to the aircraft. It is not easy. Scout 1. You might be empty, but Soviet air threats eliminated. But we might still see you do scouting duties. The question is, where do we search? Because I'm thinking this area is mostly cleared by the Los Angeles. This area is going to get cleared by Scouts 3 and 4. This area southeast could be where a Soviet submarine is hiding. So I'm going to disregard the fact that they're out of weaponry. Say control right. Wow, that's a bit much. It's too narrow of a spread. Control shift is a very small spread. Shift alt. Yeah, let's do shift alt. And then shift alt again there. Let's go hunt and see if there's any more submarines around. Fast Eagle 3, RTB. Fast Eagle 7. You guys still have missiles. Fast Eagle 1-1 standby. How's your wingman? Because you got 1 M54. You also have 1. You can stick with the plan. And Fast Eagle 9 still carries a few. Okay, so right now it's going to come down to awfully slow warfare. We are looking for submarines. Situation update. I was expecting submarines. I'm finding more air contacts. Who's detecting all of these? I don't care. But we're going after them. We have more hunting to do. The range that these things have relative to the carrier is high. So maybe they won't be able to launch just yet. But it won't take them much longer. They're 330 miles out. It really won't take them much longer. And as fast as my fast eagles are, I'm not sure I can stop them before they'll be able to launch. If they do launch, that gives me information about the fact that there is still a submarine very, very close to me. So I want to be sure I can find that one. Ideally quickly. Scout 4 is deploying, Scout 3 is deploying, Scout 1 is deploying. I can send up another aircraft. And just search faster. Because we do have to completely clear this area. And I got 6 more aircraft, so let's send 2 more. Increase our efficiency at searching. As for additional air threats, I can send Fast Eagle 5 out here to deal with these birds. They're going to be more of a backstop rather than anything else, because I don't think I really need them here. But you never know. It's better to have them and not need them. Because I can definitely take more aircraft away from the carrier and tell them to go after it, but that's going to take more time. So, let's go after these things. They are not friendly. We're going to kill them. Eventually, that is. We're going to go after Bruno. That's going to definitely deteriorate the effective range of these birds, but if I can use that and stop the problem of these guys coming in, the better it'll be. Hold on, did they flick their own radar on? They did! That's interesting. They flicked their own radar on. That's telling me some very useful information. That means that they might not have a spotter. Because that's typically when the AI goes, huh, let's activate the radar. Which is good. Let them activate their radar. Give me more information to work with. It's a Tu-22M2, so it's more of those, yeah, more of those blast-ray missiles. Or it fires this thing, which is even worse. 580 miles. Or this, 170 miles. This mod, sorry, these scenarios that I'm running are running the Pact Lethality Enhanced, or Pact Enhanced Lethality, which means that the Pact forces also get some vastly improved weaponry, much like myself. So that's to even up the playing field. Let's see, you're already going home. Okay, fine. Let's just disband this formation. Fast 9, let's go. Scout 5, airborne. That means I'm going to tell this guy to start searching here. And we're going to have Scout 5 start searching southwest. intermittent drop there. If they are this close, I'm in a lot of trouble. Because that would pretty soon put me in their missile range, or their torpedo range. I'm not going to search close to the LA. I don't think they'll be able to get there. I'm not sure about this area though. That's where Scout 2 and Scout 3 come in. Actually, I think that's inefficient. Start dropping like this. Then turn around and fly north again. As opposed to zigzagging, which takes up a lot more fuel and time. Range. 129 miles. Get over there, gentlemen. 127. 126. Scout 6 on station. Where are we going to search with Scout 6? Because we got sonar buoys going down everywhere. Yeah, I'm thinking an extension of this search grid could be warranted. Oh, sorry, that's Scout 1. I'm going to keep him standing by. Stand by for now. You still got one missile. Let's use that when we're ready. You still have a couple of short range. Let's use that when ready. And ideally, I wouldn't close to anything less than about 20 miles. Because that means I might start getting closer and closer and closer to their gun range. Which they will use. Okay, you got range. Engage. Engage again. That's going to be the thumbnail. Okay, you're going to engage that as well. And this one as well. Okay, gotta love the AIM-54. That can make your life a lot easier. Unfortunately, you, my friend, have nothing left. Nor do you. Nor do you. Great. Okay, we'll have to close the distance. At least we can thin the herd. And we can potentially prevent some additional missiles from even getting released. I'm starting to suspect there might not be a second submarine out there. And we might just see a win after we take these guys out. It's a possibility. Okay, you gentlemen. Free. Engage as you wish. Oh, you still had one. Oh, I was looking at it all this time. Got most of these guys already getting engaged. Still got no full ID on them, so I cannot click to them. I cannot see how much they still carry. I don't know if they're still carrying missiles or not. I'm assuming they are. They're using their own search radar, and my aircraft carrier is nowhere near them. So with that, I highly doubt that they'll be able to actually find them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Torpedoes? Okay, that's the early wake homers that were launched. Not a problem. Not a problem. Alright, my friend. Hunting time. Can you see them yet? Yep, there we go. They're still carrying missiles. Good. That is good. That means we're not going to be seeing missiles from at least that one. And potentially plenty more. Vamp, vamp, vamp? What? Are they launching now? Where are you seeing vampires? Unknown. Unknown. Okay. There's the formation right there. We're all throwing chaff and we're seeing some parachutes. Chaff and flares don't work, my friend. 3 down, 4, 5. Splash track. Okay, so that should eliminate all the bombers. And their relative loadouts. Well done, boys. Well done. You still have some missiles on you. I might be able to use those later. Our submarine has picked up something new. Contact 7241. Submarine. Is this the second submarine we seek? The third, the fourth, the fifth? I'm not sure how many there are in this circle. Over to the east, they're definitely not likely to be. Same for the north, same for the middle, same for the south. So that means it's quite possible that this is the last submarine that they have here. Nevertheless, we're going to have to treat it as a careful threat. Right now, we don't know what it is. Tracking is still continuing. We still had a couple of kind of birds which were on standby, which didn't really have a job. I'm going to hunt with Scout 2. So this is going to be the one that drops the sonobuoys. Scout 6 is going to be the killer. This is the one that's going to come in if this thing turns out to be hostile, which I'm assuming it is, and drops the torpedoes. In the meanwhile, we're retrieving a couple of our Fast Eagles. Fast Eagle 3 over here, coming down to the aircraft carrier all the way down there. This means that the carrier for now is locked into its course, which is fine. Fast Eagle 2, I think, is almost on final approach. And... yeah, okay, we have them classed as a submarine. That's good. They're almost a final approach. I think they might be second in line. As I suspect Fast 3, well... yeah, still the waypoints are a little bit off. So they're not going to come in yet. Alright, nevertheless, we're going to kill this, whatever it is. This submarine of unknown make and model. It is too far away from... actually, no, it's not too far away. I can engage that. I keep thinking I got a 20-mile range, which I do. But I have more. I got 28. Thing is, if I engage with the Los Angeles, I'm kind of giving my position away. Which I don't really want to do. Especially not if I have some aerial options instead. So we're going to let these Vikings take over and get the kill. And we'll just credit to Los Angeles for detecting. As for those Wake Homer carrier killer torpedoes, they're still out there. So I'm kind of plotting a course where these things will have passed, and then I'm going to pass towards the northwest, so that we will not be at risk of getting hit by 7160, which isn't the Wake Homer. The other one to the south is not a problem, so I could have snuck between this gap as well, but I decided to go for the gap here. As for the northwest, it is clear for now. I'm not sure if more is on the way. But seeing as they came from this area repeatedly, which, I mean, makes sense, that's where the Soviet aircraft would come from, I'm keeping Fast Eagles 5 and 9 in position, and I've pushed Bear 1 into that direction as well, so that they're going to have a better detection. We're currently operating, what, 80 miles? 50 miles away from the carrier, that's a bit too close, let's push them farther. Fast 4 is coming home, so we're cycling some of these... Tomcats around, and I believe I still got plenty of them left. I still have 10 from the Jolly Rogers, and the other squadron is pretty much all airborne. Is Fast 1 landing? No, they're just doing their little loop-de-loops around the carrier, which in my opinion sometimes takes a little too long, but whatever. Alright, Scout 2. Seeing as we know exactly where this guy is, I'm going to forego the usual song and dance about dropping sonobuoys. I'm just going to go right in with the torpedoes. We're going to kill this thing. 5 miles out, let's go hunt this thing. I'm going to throw torpedoes at it from a few different directions, so that it's going to really have nowhere to run. Opening bomb bay doors, torpedoes at the ready. You can see all the submarine sonobuoy slots, well, the submarine sonobuoy slots, just the sonobuoy slots over there. So that's where it would drop the sonobuoys from. Preparing to engage. Submarine is doing 3 knots, that's a diesel electric. At 390 feet, so we're going to be dropping from above the layer. It would be funny to drop from below the layer with a submarine, or with an aircraft, but never mind. This means he's going to have very, very little warning, as that thing is suddenly going to be coming right through the layer. And right on top of him, ideally. Alright, get ready. 1 mile out. There you go. Okay, good man. Torpedo slowing down. Good hunting. Okay, in the meanwhile, you're going to come round from the other side. So we're going to turn this bird around and attack again. In the meanwhile, the torpedo is going to start searching. Right now, it is searching above the layer. And it seems like the submarine is at the very least aware of the problem. Is now quickly increasing speed. We're seeing 7 knots, 7.5. This kind of might work in an adverse effect, because by doing so, they're making more noise. And that is not necessarily in your best interest if you're trying to run. So, yeah, this looks like it could be a solid hit. We are, of course, just not going to wait for that. We're going to hit him again. Okay. Pearl remains secure. Your carrier group successfully intercepted and neutralized the Soviet strike package before any cruise missiles could reach Hawaiian airspace. The Soviet submarines were either destroyed or forced to break contact, and the bomber threat has been severely degraded. For now. However, this was not an isolated raid. Tensions are escalating. Within hours of your engagement, long-range surface radars at Shemya and Elmendorf Air Force Base detected a sizable surface group pushing east through the Bering Sea. Satellite imagery confirms the presence of amphibious ships, heavy escorts, and submarine signatures trailing the column. The enemy is making their move. Prepare your battle group. The next fight will be colder, heavier, and decisive. Nice. Romeo-class submarine destroyed. I think that's it for the scenario, because we have done our job. The Romeo is no more, and we have both kept the airspace secure, neutralized the submarines, without losing any assets, whereas the Soviets lost 12 of their precious strategic bombers, as well as 2 submarines. They still have potentially something left, but it wasn't registered. As for mission objectives, we have unknown objectives, and I completed them all. So, good work to the American Navy. Probably plenty more to come, as we still have lots more missions. So thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for part 3.